Alive.
Good Vach, Shavua Tov, everybody. As you may not know, Friday was the yard site of the Rambam, and I'd like to share one of the amazing stories that took place during the Rambam's years in Egypt. He became the private physician of the Sultan, and he used his position to help the Jews of Egypt whenever he could. Unfortunately, the other advisors became very jealous of the Rambam and took every opportunity to criticize him, to put him down, and try to make him seem less valuable and honest than he was. It came to a point where they had convinced the Sultan that the Rambam was deserving of death. And the Sultan agreed, but didn't want the Rambam to know. He didn't sentence him to death. Instead, he told the royal executioner to prepare the fires because someone is going to be killed this morning. And he instructed him that whoever will come and ask you, did you carry out the Sultan's orders? Grab that person, and no matter what they say, toss them into the fire. That is the executioner's mission of the day. That morning, as the Rambam, unfortunately, every day he had to go to the palace to see the Sultan and the Sultan's extended family. So on his way to the palace, at his usual time, he ran into a Jew who said to him, Rambam, I need you. My wife gave birth to a baby boy 8 days ago, and I can't find anyone to serve as the Mahil. You are a doctor, you're a Mahil, more important than being a doctor. And please come and take care of the Bris for my son. The Rambam said, this morning I got instructions from the Sultan that I should go and ask the executioner a question if he carried out the Sultan's orders. So I'm really on a mission from the king, I got to take care of that. And this Jew responded, the Bris, God's commandment, takes precedence over the Sultan's. Please come and do the Bris first, then you'll go and you'll carry out the Sultan's order. The Rambam heard what he said and decided, I will do this man a favor and I will go do what he asked me to do. And I'm sure the executioner's question can wait a few minutes or wait even an hour or two. So the Rambam hung a right and he went to this guy's house and carried out the Bris and participated in the mitzvah meal that takes place together with the Bris. And eventually he made his way back to the palace grounds to the executioner. Meanwhile, the chief antagonist or enemy of the Rambam just couldn't wait to confirm that the Rambam was dead and that to watch him burn in front of his eyes. So, after waiting a half an hour or 45 minutes, he went over to the executioner and approached him and said, did you carry out the Sultan's orders? The executioner had been waiting quite a while for someone to come with that question. And now when the prime minister or the royal advisor asked the question, he followed his directions and he grabbed the guy and schlepped him over to the fire and threw him in, even though he protested that this was a terrible mistake and it wasn't supposed to happen. Threw him in to his death, a miserable, horrible death by fire. Around half an hour later, the Rambam shows up. The Rambam asks the question, did you carry out the Sultan's orders? And the executioner said, I sure did. When the royal advisor came and asked me the question, I took him and threw him in the fire. In fact, his body is burning right in front of us. The Rambam was shocked. He realized that had he not gone to the Bris, he would have been the one to ask the question and he would be burnt to death and others would be coming to ask about him. So the Rambam retraced the steps and he went back to the palace and he came to the Sultan and said, Your Majesty, I carried out your order. You asked me to find out if the executioner did his mission. And yes, he confirmed that your prime minister was put to death. The Sultan had turned various shades of white when he saw the Rambam walk in because, according to the plan, the Rambam was supposed to be dead. He realized that some miracle had taken place. He asked the Rambam to tell him what happened today. He said, Your Majesty, I was on the way to do the mission that you gave me, but I digressed for a moment to listen to the King of all kings and help this Jewish guy out with the Bris, the circumcision of his child. And then I immediately ran to the king's mission. And then it became clear, and the Sultan confessed that he had been convinced lied to and persuaded to put the Rambam to death. But it seems that although man, even a king, may make many plans and many enemies can make plans, Hashem runs a bigger plan. And miraculously, by doing a favor for the Jew, he actually did a favor for himself and saved his own life. So, most of us aren't doctors and don't know sultans and don't do life and death kinds of things that we should know, that when we reach out to do a favor for another person, which is a big thing, we're probably doing a favor for ourselves as well. So go do many favors, and you'll help make the world a better place and bring Mashiach closer. Have a great week.